Welcome back, everybody. Here we are in Steins again. It's going good. Had a bit of problems with the game saving. It didn't save anything. I had to start back at like my last checkpoint. So I had to figure out how to oh man, it took me 20-30 minutes just to get back to this point. Anyways, we're here now. We're about to meet a new character. Spoilers, sorry. But anyways, let's just get started. After parting ways with Daru at ATF, I head to Yanabeshi's shrine. So yes, we just watched Kirisu give her little speech. It was wonderful. She was very technical. We learned all about time travel and why it's impossible. I need to get exercise. I seriously doubt that the Makise Kirisu at ATF was a ghost. Regardless, it's natural to seek an exorcism after such an experience. I'm Japanese, it's in our blood. Yanabeshi's shrine is located on the other side of Kanda River. To find it, enter the first side of the road after crossing Mansaibashi Bridge. It's a very small shrine that doesn't fit with the surrounding multi-tenant buildings. Kanda Myojin is the more famous shrine in Akiba, but I deliberately chose this one. The shrine is so small you could easily miss it if you weren't looking. Regardless, I can hear the chirping of cicadas from the few trees growing here. Ah, it's Mayuri. It's Ocarine! I'm not gonna do Tutoru because she does it way better. And actually, we're getting mail, so there are two girls standing in front of the main building. Well, we're just gonna take a look at our mail before we talk to them. Oh, you know, I'm really sad about dropping my Upa. It's worse than last year. I missed buying Fatty Giro Froggy. Oh yes, I think we read that last time actually, but we read it just so our thing would stop beeping. Anyways, there are two girls standing in front of the main building. One of them is Mayuri. The other is a docile-looking beauty in traditional Miko attire. Urishibara Luka. A stunning example of feminine charm and grace. Lips delicate like cherry blossoms in bloom. The essence of Japanese beauty. The chief priest's son. That's right, son. Lovely in every way, but he's a guy. Good afternoon, Okabe-san. He bows his head. The voice of a girl, the mannerisms of a girl. More feminine than any girl I know. But he's a guy. Taller than Mayuri, yet oh so slender. But he's a guy. Looks stunning in Miko robes. But he's a guy. Holding a bamboo broom, apparently in the middle of cleaning. But he's a guy. It's almost evening, yet still hot as hell outside. But he's a guy. Damn cicadas won't shut up. But he's a guy. Lukako, the blade I gave you, what happened to it? He's a friend of mine. I call him Lukako. We met when I rescued him from some aggressive photographers at Akiba's pedestrian heaven. It also happens that Lukako and Mayuri are classmates. I learned that fact after I had gotten to know him. Lukako is taken aback by my sharp question. He starts fidgeting with a flushed face and tears in his eyes. You mean Demon Sword Samadari? Correct. I bought it for you so that you could learn how to control your power. Yeah, you bought it at Bladeworks, right? I think you said it cost 980. Don't say another word anymore, and they will come to silence you. They gonna silence me? Thanks for worrying about me, Okarine. But who are they? I ignore Mayuri's question. So Lukako, are you making sure to practice with Sumadari, like I told you? Yes, I do practice swings once a day. As long as you carry it and master this Seishin Zanma school of swordsmanship, you can prevent the dark flame inside you from consuming your soul. Demon Sword Samidari may be an imitation sword, but that is only the form it takes to hide from the world. When one worthy to wield it appears, it unleashes its true power. And it was on sale for only 980 yen, tax included. Thank you, Okabe-san. It was a wonderful present. My name is an Okabe. It's Okarin. I'm sorry, Kiyomo-san. As long as you understand, now speak the words. El Sai Kongaloo? Close, but not quite. No, not Kongaloo, Kongru. Yes. Sai Kongru. There you go. Did I get it right? Lukuko smiles happily as I nod. Thank you. Such a lovely smile. But he's a guy. Such a beautiful master-discipline relationship. Mayushi's not a Fujoshi, but she's getting a little excited. Mayuri-chan, please don't imagine such things. Jeez. Though we do have a master-discipline relationship. I, Hoin Kiyoma, have gone to great lengths to teach Lukuko about the evil conspiracies that rule the world, and how to resist them. That stuff about Demon Sword Samidari is part of that training. Looks aside, Lukuko is very obedient and hardworking, plus, he's always eager to learn new things. A master couldn't ask for a better disciple. Though he does have the weakness of not catching on too quickly and being too shy. What are you doing here, Mayuri? I came to see Luka-kun. Kamima's coming up next month, and I want him to cosplay as Kari-chan from Rynet, but he won't say yes. But cosplaying, that's just too embarrassing for me. But I'm sure you'll look great in it. The phrase, someone this cute can't be a girl, is really popular, you know? Come on, make your cosplay debut. Mayuri's hobby is making costumes. She's made at least 30 so far, but it's rare for her to wear one herself. Instead, she seems to get her kicks from seeing other people wear them. And it looks like she's chosen Lukuko as her next target. Naturally, the costume Mayuri is currently raving about is for a female character. Normally, I would understand why a man wouldn't want to dress like a girl, but come on, Lukuko has no problem wearing Miko robes. Why should cosplay be any different? But whatever, I have business to take care of. Save the trivial stuff for later. But it's really important to Mayushi. And it's trivial to me. Anyway, Lukuko, there's a good reason for my being here today. I need you to perform an exorcism. An exorcism? Then I'll go get my dad. Please, what? No, it's nothing that serious. I just need some peace of mind. That's why I came here instead of Kanda Shrine. So with that said, bring out the usual. The usual? You mean Samidari? No! Who the hell uses a demon sword for an exorcism? The usual for an exorcism should be obvious. I don't know what it's called, but it's that stick with the zigzaggy paper thingies that the priest does a shaky thingy with. That sounded really dumb, Okarin. Quite a shock to hear from Mayuri. Oh, the Ohunusa. But I don't know if my father will lend it to me. I'll go ask him. Lukaku makes a quick bow, then runs off towards his house, which is on the shrine grounds. Meanwhile, Mayuri takes her pocket watch out of her bag to check the time. It's a very old watch, not the sort you'd expect a high school girl to carry. Its name is Pockety. Obviously, that's the name Mayuri gave it. No, it's not its brand name or anything. Ever since elementary school, Mayuri has carried Pockety with her everywhere. It's her most important treasure. Well, time for me to go to work. Don't do your best. You're going straight home afterwards? Yep. Mayuri lives in Akibukuro. She comes to Akiba by train just about every day. It should be obvious since we're childhood friends and all, but I live in Ikebukuro too. Though I've been staying at the lab since summer break began. See you tomorrow. I call Mayuri to stop before she trots off. Wait, Mayuri. Back at Radicon, you heard a man scream, right? Scream? Mayuri blinks several times and puts her finger to her temple as if in thought. Then she gives me her usual smile. When was that again? This afternoon. I don't think I heard anything. Oh, well, alright. Okarin's a weirdo. Bye-bye. Mayuri leaves, this time for good, though she pauses to wave at least half a dozen times before disappearing beyond the archway. Thanks for waiting, Okabe-san. Lukaku returns shortly after Mayuri leaves. In his hands is the white ziggy-zaggy thing I asked for. Dad let me borrow it, thank goodness. Did Mayuri-chan leave? Don't worry about Mayuri. Begin the exorcism at once, Lukaku. Okay, but do you really want me to do it? What exactly am I exorcising anyway? Lukaku is flustered. Is he really up to this? I'm beginning to doubt. I should have known better. The instant doubt touches my heart, a terrible chill shoots up my spine. It's the evil spirit! It's in my arm! I grab my violent, shaking wrist. Be still, Fower Spirit! Hurry, Lukaku, it's trying to take over! No way, please hang in there, Okabe-san. I'm not Okabe-san. I'm sorry, Kiyomo-san, but what should I do? The exorcism, hurry! Just do it, like I taught you. Okay. With a serious look on his face, Lukaku grasps the Onusa with both hands as if it were a sword. His stance is impressive. I've taught him well. His face is red and he can barely talk. It looks like he wants to say something but is hesitating. Panicking because he feels awkward? Ha, amateur. Please, Luka, expel this evil spirit from me. I don't want to kill you. Lukaku starts crying. Looks like he's really worried. Reason tells me he's a guy, but his lovely appearance makes me feel guilty, like I made a frail girl cry. But despite the tears welling up in his eyes, it looks like Lukaku's managed to work up his resolve. Hear me, evil spirit. He raises the Onusa up high, shaking it left and right. Please leave from Kiyomo-san. That's great, now strike my arm with those zigzags. The tip of the Onoso touches my upper arm. In an anime, this would be the cue for some dramatic shockwave to occur, but nothing like that happens. The only sound is the chirping of cicadas. Did it work? I take a deep breath. The trembling in my arm has stopped. I'm okay. Looks like you drove away the evil spirit. Good job, Lukuko. Lukuko sighs in relief and blushes. I'm glad I was able to help. His shy smile really does make him look like a girl. Well, that was exciting. We're getting back to the lab now, I guess. After I get back to the lab, I take my broken TV down to the Braun Tube workshop for repairs. Daru and Mayuri have already gone home, so I have to carry the TV down the narrow staircase by myself. It's brutal, back-breaking work, but I manage. I push the workshop door open with my hips and head inside. The room is dimly lit by the setting sun, but the gloom is offset by the glare from the gigantic CRT in the center of the room. A 42-inch CRT television. It doesn't seem like something you could get in modern Japan. With LCD TVs becoming the new standard, I seriously doubt anyone would want a bulky old CRT. Yo, what's up, Okabe? Sitting in front of the huge CRT is an equally huge man reading a sports newspaper. He's the workshop's manager, actually the owner of this whole building, Tenoji Yugo. I call him Mr. Braun. It's a fitting name for someone who loves Braun tubes. What's up? That TV you gave me broke, that's what. I bet you were treating it rough, weren't ya? I barely managed to set the heavy TV on the counter. Love, you gotta treat him with love. A muscular-bound bald guy talking about love. It sends shivers down my spine. I'll need repairs post-haste. Man, why do you always talk like that? Mr. Braun begins investigating the cause of the problem. With nothing better to do, I look around the store. I don't know if it's just the dust hanging in the air, but something feels stagnant about this place. There are CRT screens everywhere. The haphazard layout makes it seem like junk, but they're all functional according to Mr. Braun. He's got a full range of both old and new. Some of them are probably older than me. There are even some flat screen and HD CRTs that came out just before LCDs took the market. You're open late today. Don't you usually close around 7? The crowds in Akiba thin quickly at night. All the major electronics stores close around 8 or 9 o'clock. And then, as if the liveliness of the day was simply a lie, the town goes silent. I'm expecting someone. You mean that chipmunk of yours? Don't be calling my little girl a chipmunk, you hear? The manager glares at me and takes a photo from his wallet. It's a picture of a young girl, shyly making a peace sign at the camera. One might assume this muscular-bound man to be some kind of pervert, but the girl is actually his daughter. She's about 12 years old now, I think. His love for her is second only to his love for CRTs. Or was it the other way around? I see her in the store every now and again. What was her name again? If you touch Nai, you're dead. That's it, Nai. A rare name that means to braid. She pops up at the store now and again, so we've interacted with her before. And by we, I mean Mayuri, since she's the only one Nai gets along with. Nai always hides when she sees me or Daru. I must admit I'm impressed she can sense my aura of madness at such an early age. Mr. Braun makes a grandiose kissing gesture at his daughter's photo. Once again, shivers down my spine. But seriously, besides your daughter, has this workshop ever had a customer? I've been renting the second floor for about 6 months, but I don't recall ever seeing a customer. I would be surprised if this place were actually making any money. Ain't a customer. He puts away the photo and goes back to checking the TV, leaving me with that vague answer. There's probably just a loose solder on the board. I can fix it. Really? Well, then by all means. Hold on, I'll get you an estimate. What? You're charging me? What do you think? This ain't some charity. His first customer, right? You're the one who gave us the TV. Yeah, so what? Never said I'd service it for free. Curse you! You have some gall to say that after foisting a half-broken piece of junk onto us. Oh, shut up. If you don't want it, I can take it back, though I'll have to charge you for its safe disposal. Extortion! You dare cheat the man who very well may change the future of mankind? Aha, who's that now? Me, of course, who else? Brush your teeth and go to sleep, kid. You got some nerve to be back talking when I'm letting you rent the second floor for next to nothing. You shall have your money, Mr. Braun. In the end, I'm no match for him. Just then, I hear the door open. I look up to see that a girl has entered the store. She's wearing a vintage jacket and tight shorts that highlight her long limbs and athletic figure. I find myself particularly impressed by her well-defined thighs. What's up? Suddenly, time stops. It feels like someone activated the world. The world. Should we look up what that is? The girl is standing there with her arm in the air. Her smile gradually fades into confusion. The world, that's gotta be, there's like a tips list? Where is that? I guess it's in tips list. The world. The power to stop time. One of the supernatural abilities called Steins that appears in popular manga. Okay. Juju's Bizarre Adventures. Sure, I don't think that's what it's called, but alright. Those with the ability to use stands are called stand users. Oh yes, the world. I feel like that's in Bayonetta as well. They mentioned it kind of like that. What kind of reaction was she hoping for? Seriously. Anyway, is she the person Mr. Braun was expecting? No, this is not Mr. Braun's daughter, but we're about to find that out. Maybe she's someone he knows personally. Another daughter? Oh, dare I say, his girlfriend? She finally drops her pose and clears her throat. I called earlier. I'm Amane. And just like that, time starts moving again. Ah, so you're the kid for the job interview. I'm Tanoji, the manager. A job interview? This young woman? You want to work at this dull, dirty, depressing, debt-ridden Braun Tube workshop with this filthy old manager? You want an extra 1,000 yen added to your rent? My words are but the truth, though I suppose it's not my place to get involved. Anyway, I had no idea the Braun Tube workshop was hiring. You always look so free. I didn't know you needed the help. Actually, I'm the one who begged for the job. The girl looks a little embarrassed. The boss refused at first, but I wouldn't take no for an answer. That's honestly surprising. Kids with drive are rare these days. Take a seat right there, young lady. Oh, thank you. Looks like they're going to have a formal interview. I was going to leave, but since Mr. Brom hasn't kicked me out, I'll stick around a bit longer. Oh wow, just make things super awkward for her, aren't we? The girl's expression is stiff. I guess she's nervous. Just because of a part-time job interview? In contrast to how she said wouldn't take no for an answer, she doesn't seem so enthusiastic. Right. What was your name again? Amane Suzuha. Age? 18. Same as me. Student? No. She shakes her head. Why do you want to work here? Because I love CRTs. Hired. You start tomorrow. That is the best job interview I've ever seen. Wait, what? Is this the sort of joke? Are we on camera? Thanks, boss. Finally, Amane Suzuha seems to relax. Then she looks at me. Who are you? You dare ask me my name? Banish the thought from your head, girl, to learn. It would place your life in jeopardy. Countless women have learned my name only to find themselves targets of the organization. Sarah in America, Claudia in Italy, Simone in France. I won't put anyone else in danger. Stop pulling things out of your ass. He just doesn't understand my pain. This idiot rents the second floor. Name's Okabe Rentaro. My name is not Okabe, it's Hoin! Quiet. Quit it, or I raise your rent. I'm Okabe Rentaro. The girl stands up, places her hand on my shoulder, and looks at me with a serious expression. I don't know anything about this organization that's after you. But if you're ever in trouble, Okabe Rentaro, let me know. I can help with stuff like that. Huh? Stuff? Like what? If necessary, I can hurt them so bad, they'll never bother you again. Mr. Brown, I don't think you should hire her. Yeah, she might be a wild one. I'll fire her if she causes any trouble. Anyway, ignore that organization nonsense. It's all in Okabe's head. It is. You just keep thinking that. But someday the world will kneel before me. Ha ha ha. And then Amane Suzuha stares straight at me again. Maybe she has a habit of looking at people in the eye. So that's the current trend. Thanks for the tip. Trend? I don't think so.
That's it.
So hot. I was at university all morning. As I returned to Akiba in the heat was now becoming unbearable. I grab an iced coffee at the bakery inside Yodobashi to quench my thirst. While I'm at it, I guess I'll check at channel on my phone. I mostly frequent the occult board, the future technology board, and sometimes the physics board. So ad community is sort of like, I guess kind of like Reddit is sort of what it's like. I search for threads on the mass disappearance phenomenon, or Makise Kurusu's stabbing, but I turn up nothing. So were those hallucinations after all? When I peek at the occult board, I find posts in multiple threads from someone claiming to be John Teeter. Wait, John Teeter is back? John Teeter appeared on an American PBS 10 years ago, claiming to be a time traveler. He claimed to have traveled from the year 2036 in order to obtain an old computer, the IBM 5100. His claim started quite a storm among the BBS denizens. Teeter also made several accurate, if fragmentary, predictions of future events. The start of the Iraq War and the spread of Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease, for example. To prove he was from the future, he explained the principles behind his time travel machine and provided pictures of its operation manual. But after about 4 months, he disappeared without ever revealing his identity. At one point, his predictions gained popularity even in Japan. Yes, he certainly did get some things right. But on the other hand, he missed several others. Some of his posts contradicted each other too. That's why, to this day, most people doubt his authenticity as a time traveler. So after 10 years of silence, that same John Titor is now on a Japanese BBS. Ridiculous. It's obviously a troll. First of all, John Titor is American, yet now he's posting on @channel in Japanese. Let's take a look at his posts. I don't expect you to believe that I came from the year 2036. I see that everyone would like to know more about my time machine. Time travel technology was developed by CERN. Then they completed the first time machine in 2034. Time traveler, John Titor. More details. Do they sell time machines? How much do they cost? I've got about 100 million yen saved. Can you send me one? CERN has a monopoly on time machines. Not even the most powerful nations on Earth can acquire one, to say nothing of private citizens. CERN used their time machines for power. By 2036, the world has become a dystopia. There is no war, no conflict. However, that is a false peace founded on the complete eradication of liberty. What does LOL mean? Oh boy. Why did you come to this time? Was the Akiba satellite crash your doing? Wait guys, Titor doesn't understand @channel lingo. Let's keep it simple, okay? If you know what I mean. Get a trip code, asshole. I came here to change my present. In other words, your future. My mission is to destroy CERN's dystopia and restore freedom to the world. This is a wonderful time you're living in. Everyone is free. But you will lose it all in just 20 short years. It is vitally important that you understand what the future has in store. What is a trip code? I might get one if you tell me what it is. You said only CERN has time machines. You have a time machine. That must mean you are working for CERN. Therefore, your goal can't be to destroy CERN's dystopia. You're a fraud. What's a dystopia? How can CERN take over the world in just 20 years? Look at the Middle East. You've been reading too much manga if you can get those guys to stop killing each other. Who asked you to change the future? You're trying to play God? If they're promising world peace, then I, for one, welcome our CERN overlords. My time machine is a prototype reverse engineered from stolen CERN technology. Compared to their time machine, its capabilities are quite limited. In 2036, the world is ruled by a single all-powerful governing body. They control every aspect of our lives, deciding what we will eat, where we will live, and whom we will marry. There is no privacy and no choice. Anybody who dares to oppose them is eliminated. There are no trials. In movies and stuff, in small changes to the past cause huge changes in the future. You've already changed the present by coming here. What happens if you make unexpected changes to the future? Implying CERN rules the world. Do you even know what CERN is? OP is a troll. Oh boy. So if we find his dad and kill him, then this time traveler will never be born and we won't have to listen to this bullshit. Am I right? I want to know if I can meet your past self. Can you have God damn. You know what? They do a really good job of mimicking what an internet board would look like. This is impressive. I'm impressed by this. You're talking about the so-called grandfather paradox. That has been debunked. This world line has a divergence of 0.571024% compared to the world line I came from. Killing my father would alter divergence, creating a world line where my father is dead. However, it would not erase this world line. I would go on existing. CERN is a particular particle physics research institution that hasn't changed in 2036. It is possible to meet your past self. The prevailing theory in my time is that nothing would happen. I, however, haven't met my past self. If you're really a time traveler, then fucking prove it. Post time machine pics or GTFO. The many worlds in trepidation. Whoa, slow down, bro. A research institution taking over the world. Yeah, right. I do not feel the need to prove that I am what I say I am. I am only posting these messages on a whim. My mission comes first. What are world lines? Can you meet yourself from another world line? What happens if you do? A trip code is a way to identify posters. Put hashtag password after your name. Backpedaling. World lines are like an infinite number of rivers flowing in parallel. Along the way, they are constantly branching out into new world lines. This is called divergence. For example, whether or not you post on this message board has practically no effect on this world's line's divergence. But if you were murdered, let's say, then divergence would change. However, it would only change about very small, if that. A single human being's death is not terribly significant on a global scale. Wars, disasters, acts of terrorism, and other events that would cause widespread death and destruction have a much greater effect on divergence. Thanks for telling me about trip codes. I'll make sure to use this one from now on. I'm starting to get tired, so let's pick up again tomorrow. It's been fun talking to everyone. Looks like they've already made an archive of these threads. Of course. There have been sites dedicated to John Teeter for years now. We're going to take a look at our mail. Lukako. Are you really okay with yesterday's exorcism? I feel more like a traditional ceremony would have been better. I'm worried something might happen to you because my exorcism wasn't strong enough. It bothers me so much I can't sleep at night. P.S. Because of that, I couldn't do more than 3 practice swings with Sadamare. That's okay. You're okay, Lukako, or Rukako. I always thought it was Rukako. I think it changes depending on the English or Japanese. Anyways, this post closely resembles what the original Titter wrote 10 years ago. I read one of the books on Titter, that's how I know. This new John Teeter is clearly an imposter. There are many Teeter fanatics on that channel. He's not exactly a household name in Japan, but I doubt anyone would fall for this level of trolling. As I continue to read, however, I find the response in the opposite of what I expect. Everyone is accepting this time traveler as if this were his first appearance. Nobody has even mentioned his appearance 10 years ago. Finding this strange, I try posting a retort, but everyone ignores me. What the hell? You can figure this out if you do a little research, people. There's the original John Teeter thread archive in English, and plenty of Teeter blogs in Japanese. I enter John Teeter's name into a search engine. 12 matches. Wait, only 12? Moreover, all 12 are about the current Titter's postings on @channel. I can't find a single trace of the Titter from 10 years ago. Bizarre, this just can't be. I searched for information on Titter a few years ago. Back then, I got tens of thousands of hits. Is this search engine filtered? I tried searching on another site just to make sure, but it gives the same results. What is this madness? It feels like I've stumbled onto another plane of reality. Could this be another organization conspiracy? These past 2 days, I've been surrounded by nothing but chaos and confusion. I called Daro. He'll know about Titter for sure. After all, I've talked to him about Titter before. I only vaguely remember the details of the conversation, but I'm positive the conversation happened. By the time I dig my phone out of my bag, I no longer feel like making the call. Instead, I send him an email on the way back to the lab. He replies with his location. By May Queen, he means May Queen Nyan. A maid cafe. Plus neon squared. Dara's a regular there. Apparently, 3D cat maids are his thing too. May Queen plus neon squared is only a 3-minute walk from the lab. Coming from Kuramabashi Dori, take a left at Sumakosaki Saka crossing and you'll find it. That's where I'm headed now. It's usually busy in Akiba during summer break, but now it's even busier because of Radicon incident. The area was blocked off yesterday, but it doesn't look like they could keep the maid road closed 2 days straight. I haven't seen a single police officer today. But the Radicon building still seems off limits. The entrance shutters are closed shut, and sealed with the yellow police tape. We're here now in Akibara, the day after the unexplained satellite crash. The police barricade has been lifted, and a tremendous number of people have gathered in front of the station. The satellite's origin is still under investigation. We're told that it can't be removed until the authorities have more information. According to the police, the satellite does not appear to be dangerous. However, tourists and local business owners have raised concerns. The media has dozens of cameras set up outside of police line, and there are nearly twice as many onlookers as reporters. Even to fill the entire street with people, everyone's aiming their phone and cameras at the satellite-like object. So many people. Living in Akiba, you get used to crowds and big events, but a gathering of this size is unusual. I wonder when they'll get rid of that thing. I hope it doesn't explode or something. They've been letting people back into the area, so I guess there is no danger. Still, considering its unknown origin, I'm surprised there isn't more security. Today, like always, otaku are shopping for doujinshi, import games, electronics, or whatever strikes their fancy. Excuse me. Aside from the scene at Radicon, it's the same as any other day. But I still don't understand what I saw yesterday. I've half accepted that the mass disappearance was just my imagination. Maybe I've become unable to distinguish reality from fantasy, like the media likes to say about teenagers these days. With that thought in mind, I return my gaze to the street. And there, in front of me, stands a woman holding her phone in front of her face. She took a picture. Her phone was clearly pointed at me. I tried to cover my face, but not quickly enough. I turned around just to make sure she wasn't pointing it at something behind me, but that doesn't seem to be the case. She's still staring at her phone. Without even glancing at me, she turns around and points her phone at some other pedestrian. Maybe she's just taking photos of everyone at the scene and not just me. But still, I have to have a word with her. The organization is after me, so I can't risk that photo getting out. Wait. She doesn't turn around. Is she so engrossed in her photography that she doesn't even notice me? Or did she not catch my magnificent, naive, native level English? I forgot about his English. I hope we get to see that more. I can only think of it happening once in the anime, and that was one of the best scenes. Hey, you, with the phone camera. Wait, please wait. She turns back, finally noticing me. And of course, her phone turns with her. Hey, no pictures. Are you with the organization? She completely ignores my objection. And then she goes back to looking at her phone. Answer my question. Are you with the organization? If she is, then I may have to take suitable measures. You're not? I like how her name's changing. Even so, I can't let you keep that picture. The organization will stop at nothing to find my whereabouts, and they'll kill anyone who gets in their way. I need you to delete that picture immediately. Just keep an eye on that name, that's funny. Is she even listening? Sorry. Wow, she finally speaks. Just a whisper, but it's something. If I upset you. She lowers her head slightly in a bow. Or at least, I think it's a bow. She's been looking down all this time, so I can't really tell. Before you apologize, I need you to delete that photo. I was shooting the scenery. Her fingers dance across her phone's keys with impressive speed, exactly the opposite of her annoyingly slow speech pattern. The scenery? You're a tourist? Or is she one of the people who came to see the satellite? In that case, why did she take a picture of me? She shakes her head without looking at me. It's proof of where I was today. You're a strange lady. Kiryu Moaka. My name. I guess she's introducing herself. That's nice, but I just want her to delete that photo. I have a question for you. May I? First, the photo. There's an urban legend in Akihabara. Have you heard of it? An urban legend? What is she talking about? Don't tell me. There's a brilliant but insane mad scientist said to be lurking in Akihabara? And now that brilliant but insane mad scientist is the target of every assassin in the underworld? I've remained in this town for far too long. I need to make plans. Akihabara, you weren't such a bad town. I'm glad. The Phantom, Retro PC. Retro PC? She replies with a nod, or something like a nod. They say there's one in Akihabara. The IBN 5100 by any chance? Oh, nothing about a mad scientist. I'm relieved, but also disappointed. At any rate, this is the first I've heard about a Phantom Retro PC. A Retro PC? You mean like a 98? Oh no, that's the first model that comes to mind. Before that. But there are 98s really that hard to find? She shakes her head slightly, or something like a shake. No, this. She turns her phone towards me. The screen shows an oddly shaped computer. It's hard to tell since the picture is monochrome, but it looks like some kind of PC. It looks kind of familiar. An IBN 5100. An IBN 5100. That's the computer John Teeter tried to get. Her fingers twitch, I think. You've seen one? No. I've only heard the name. Coincidence? No. This could be the choice of Steins Gate. Know anyone who might know? Daru probably knows more about it. He's my favorite right arm, a super hacker capable of breaking even an M16's mainframe. The M16 part is slightly exaggeration. If that ever did happen, Men in Black would break down our door and take us away. But the super hacker part is true. The depth of his computer knowledge is uncanny. Speaking of Daru, I'm supposed to meet him at May Queen plus Neon Squared. God. I don't have time to stand and chat with some crazy lady I don't know. Well, I'm off. Lady, media scrum in moderation. I try to make a smooth exit, one-liner and everything, but she grabs my sleeve before I can disappear into the crowd. What are you doing? Your email, please. What are you after? The super hacker. I guess she wants to hear Daru's story. It's my fault for mentioning him. Well, I'm meeting up with Daru, so why don't I just take her along? No, wait a second. This could be a devious trap. Maybe she's really a spy sent to kidnap Daru. I'm defenseless without him. My only other ally is Mayuri, whose skills amount to costume design. I refuse. I'll never give up Daru. I slip past her and start walking faster. I glance back. She's following me. I pick up the pace, but she's still chasing me. Stop following me. Unperturbed, she shows me her phone again. On the screen is a picture of me that she took. You still haven't deleted it. Tell me, and I'll delete it. You dare blackmail me? Who do you work for? I attempt to glare into her into submission, but her eyes are already lowered. My glare is ineffective. She hesitates for a second. Work part-time at Arc Rewrite. What's that? An editorial company here in Akihabara. One of these companies that writes articles for magazines. Is this gloomy lady really fit for that kind of work? Wait, you plan on publishing my picture without permission, don't you? The mad scientist of Akiba unveiled. I can see the headlines now. That's all the organization will need to turn Akiba into a sea of blood. No, I must avoid that gruesome outcome at all costs. I have no choice. Very well, I accept your terms. At any rate, as long as she has that photo, I have no way of knowing how it might be used. I pull my email address and show it to her. Looking back and forth from my phone to hers, she enters my info with terrifying speed. Of course, this woman is an Esper. I dub her power Shining Finger. Her magical thumb types cursed emails at 255 characters per minute. Whoever receives one dies. She's done typing my address. It took all of 5 seconds. Name? Ho in Kiyoma, mad scientist. How is it spelt? First Ho, then Phoenix. For Phoenix, then In. And finally Kiyoma, which means a horrible truth that must never be revealed. Huh? Ho for Phoenix, then In, and finally Kiyoma, which means a horrible truth that must never be revealed. I repeat my perfect explanation. This is the origin of my true name. Explaining the In part of Hoin would take too long, so I left it out. She enters my name with her head tilted to the side. Like this. What the hell is this? Are you mocking me? She lowers her head a little more and an apologetic bow, I guess. Just hand me your phone, I'll enter it. She shakes her head, clutching her phone with both hands as if protecting it from me. Like a spoiled child who can't let go of a toy, she shields it from me with all her might. What does she think I'm going to do? Her reaction is a little depressing. Anyway, she's obviously not going to hand her phone over, so I ask for her address instead. I'll send her a blank mail. She told me her name a few minutes ago, but I forgot it already, so I enter her as Shining Finger. What am I doing standing here in the middle of the street? Let's hurry up and send her a blank email. I don't need to type anything. It's just to give her my name. I already put her in my contacts. Just send a blank email to Shining Finger. Oh, I guess we have to do that. Open address book, and there's Shining Finger, outgoing, and sent. Mail sent. She's staring at her phone. I don't think I've ever met someone who made less eye contact. After a few seconds, her phone receives the email. Okabe Rintaro. What? How do you know that name? From the blank email. Damn, my email is still linked to my real name. I must change it at once. That's just my alias. I'll send you another one with my true... No, this is fine. Nonsense. I am not Okabe Rintaro, but Ho in Kyo... She's really not buying it. Did you delete the picture? She nods slightly, I think. It's really hard to tell. Her body language is as subdued as her voice. If you deleted it, then prove it. She silently shows me her screen. The only picture remaining is the one of that computer. That's a relief.
メール
I'll email you later.
聞いといて
So ask, okay?
何をだ
About what?
都市伝説
The urban legend. Oh, that. I almost forgot. With that, Shiny Finger wanders off. Throughout the encounter, she kept the same cool expression. Actually, I don't think we ever once made eye contact.
おかえりなさいませ
Welcome back, Master. Oh boy. I open the door to my Queen Plus Nyan Squared Maid Cafe, and two familiar cat-eared girls greet me with smiles. I think we're gonna stop there on this beautiful picture. I'll leave you hanging on that. We can come back here next time, or we'll talk with oh god, what's her name? Oh my god, I can't believe I've forgotten her name. Anyway, we'll find that out next time. She's not as important. But we'll meet with Dara, we'll talk a bit, and we'll go from there. Hopefully I'll be able to save this time, and I won't have to go through all that horribleness again. Anyways, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time, and goodbye.